This program airs statewide on California Public Television and is a California's Gold classic. She had a sweet, beautiful face with dark eyes and white hair pulled back in a bun. Truth of the matter is, she was the perfect image of the perfect mother and grandmother. She was also a fine example of California's Gold.
Candy, my candy.
It's definitely a sweet chapter in our state's history book. And it all started with that sweet lady named Mary C. Mary and her son Charles moved to California from Canada back in 1920. And a year later went into the candy business, using Mary's own recipes and opening their first little shop in LA on Western Avenue. Of course, we all know the rest. C's famous old-time candies have become just that, with the familiar stores now all over the place, and candies that are still our state's special treats. C's candies are a constant in our lives, and have a rich history too, as I discovered firsthand by starting this adventure on Polk Street, at one of the original C's candy shops in San Francisco. Now, walking to the C's candy store, I met up with
Ray Monterosso.
And you told me that you know this city and you know all about C's candy, and you know all about this particular C's candy store.
This candy store here has been in San Francisco here since the war years.
Yeah.
God, I remember coming here and buying a piece of Rocky Road candy for 10 cents.
Really?
Yeah.
So you go way back with C's. People in San Francisco know this candy.
Oh, absolutely. What else would you buy, you know, but C's candy?
And you know this location.
Oh, absolutely.
And do you know, have you ever seen this?
I've seen that car driving around. Of course, I see it down a couple of times down in South City, down there by the main building.
All right, now, so this car is known, right?
Yes, it is.
Well, tell us about this. We didn't really expect all of this out here. What are we looking at here?
Well, you're actually looking at a 1930 Model A business coupe that actually the executives used back when their business started growing, and they saw a need to not only move their candy and raw materials around, but they saw a need for quick advertisement. So this particular model here has the homemade trailer that they made with this for hauling of all our candy and raw materials at that time. And it's
so wait a minute, they would put the candy here and take it from store to store. This was their delivery vehicle.
And also to customers' homes.
And the executives would ride in this?
Yes. Yes, they needed a vehicle to get around and for advertisement, of course, and they didn't want to leave the store empty-handed, so they had a trailer built to haul our product around.
You know what's interesting about it? I'm just noticing from the very beginning, this color of the white and the black, there it is on the front of the store, and here it is on the cars. They stuck with that black and white from the very beginning, didn't they?
They actually had a special C's white many years ago that DuPont made for us. It was our own special color that no one else.
A C's white?
White, for our own specifications that no one else would take.
So is this C's white?
C's white. Matches our stores, the black matches our trim. We're very particular on that to go along with, you know, our quality without compromise.
Thank you, fellas. We're going inside.
All right, enjoy your visit.
We're going inside. We've had a big build-up now. We're getting ready to go inside the store itself. Right. Take it easy, and thanks for bringing this down. This was great.
And at C's stores, one finds the spotless white front, the colonial decor that has been a traditional mark of C's ever since its first store began to sell the candy made according to its founder's recipes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're finally inside the store. We got waylaid outside by those wonderful vehicles out
Aren't
there.
they wonderful?
Now, your name is?
My name is Jerry Condon.
And you were here to show us around this store because you've been with See's for a while.
Yes, since 1949.
So you know a little bit about this company.
Yes, I do.
Well, tell us, if we were, now I understand this store, this particular store has been here since about 1940.
That's correct.
If we had walked in here in 1940, would it have looked and felt just about the way it does today?
Just about the same with a few improvements.
Like what?
Like our self-service case and our gondola with the special items. But the plate rail and the lighting, the lights are the same.
So wait a minute, this was a plate rail like my grandmother used to have.
That's right, that's correct.
Did they used to have plates on them?
No, not that I know of. They were always empty, but they called them a plate rail.
And it's always had this old-fashioned
Decor.
kind of look
Yes.
to
yes.
go with something that Mother
Yes.
C would have
Yes,
had.
old-fashioned candies.
And we also found out front that this is called See's White. There's a particular color white.
That's correct. It's white.
White.
Right.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the candy.
All right.
And to do that, we go right down there.
All right.
Because this is the traditional way that people come in to purchase. Now, what are you buying here today?
Oh, I'm buying pecan buds.
Pecan
Buds.
buds. Now, is this what you always get?
Yes, they're my very favorite.
But you're shopping around. Are you going to try anything new or different, or do you always just stay with the pecan buds?
Occasionally, I find something interesting that I'd like to try.
Well,
and
you
I
got
usually do.
salted nuts
For
here.
my tax consultant.
Oh, so when people come in here over the years,
Yes.
have they known what they wanted? What have been the favorites over the years?
Okay, the favorites would have been peanut crunch. Very.
There's the peanut
the
crunch
peanut
right
crunch,
there.
Right. The truffles is favorite, and a Bordeaux, which is a brown sugar cream, and chocolate butter. So we have a lot of them that are favorites.
And would you, when you work in the store, would you know what particular customers want? I mean, would this lady know exactly what you want when you come in here?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You've been doing this regular as clockwork.
Oh, yeah. At least every holiday.
Really?
And special occasions. I like buying gifts for friends. So, yeah, of course.
So this has been kind of a family tradition for you, a
It
California
certainly has.
tradition.
It certainly has, because I send these to my mom in Oklahoma, and it's a way of expressing sweet thoughts.
Well, now,
Correct.
that hasn't changed
No,
over
it-
the years, has
No,
it, Jerry?
it hasn't. We used to keep a file even of our customers, what they liked and disliked, and they would call us up, and we would prepare their boxes and have them ready whenever they came in to pick them up.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Has the idea always been this kind of family idea?
Absolutely. Yes. It's a family affair.
Well, we've got Mrs. C's picture right here on the wall. Elizabeth, you're the manager here.
Well, acting.
Ma'am?
Acting manager.
Acting manager. But Mrs. C is looking over everything you do every day, isn't she?
That's right. That's right. With all eyes.
Now, the clock has a story to it as well.
It's always been a tradition with C's to have a clock like this. It looks old-fashioned and it fits in with the decor.
And this is part of the C's.
Yes, it is. It's our famous peanut brittle.
Now, when you say famous peanut brittle, what do you mean?
Everybody likes C's peanut brittle. It is the best peanut brittle that's made.
Well,
That's about the best I can say.
now, Jerry, what is it about C's candy? I mean, what do you say to people who would say a piece of candy is a piece of candy is a piece of candy? What's so great about C's?
They've never compromised their quality. They use cream, butter, and all of the good ingredients, pure ingredients in the candies, and that's what's kept them delicious all these years.
So it's a sense of continuity. It's a
That's-
sense of
Yes.
the old-fashioned
Right,
values, not
right.
making shortcuts. I
Right.
sound like I'm making a commercial for
No.
C's, but I've just had two
Right.
pieces, and it is good.
Yes, it is.
And there was even a piece of a type of candy that was discontinued but had to be brought back, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. It was called Marshmat, and they discontinued that candy, and they received so many complaints about them discontinuing it that they started up a Marshmat club. So people join the club, and then they order the Marshmats, and they're sent to the store, and the people come in and pick them up.
Really?
Yes.
So
Yes.
when you change inventory,
Right.
you better be careful. You better know what you're doing.
Yes, you should. Yes, yes. Otherwise, you'll hear from your customers.
Well, it's one thing to visit a C's Candy shop and load up on your particular favorite. It's another to go right to the source, the place where they make it. And that's exactly what we did as we headed south to Los Angeles to meet up with the big man himself, the president of C's Old Time Candies, who was more than willing to give us a behind-the-scenes candy tour. Well, I feel like we're coming into the inner sanctum here.
This is the inner sanctum. That's where all the goodies are.
As every good cook knows, the fine quality of her food cannot be duplicated in mass production. And this is equally true of candy making. However, 94 retail stores do sell a tremendous volume of confections. To harmonize these seemingly opposed factors, C's operates two large candy kitchens in Los Angeles and San Francisco, mechanized only to the extent that such mechanization shall not interfere with flavor, quality, or freshness.
Oh boy, now this really smells good in here.
Well, this is the peanut brittle department, and Pedro and his helpers are going to take off this batch right over here.
Oh, peanut brittle. Look, we got here just in time. Oh boy. Now what do you do with that? That's boiling. That's hot right now. Is peanut brittle one of the specialties?
Peanut brittle is such a traditional item that it goes right back to the beginning of C's history. And
Now look, you still use the big pots.
that's the way that it tastes best. Small batches, best peanuts we can buy.
Does it really taste better doing it out of the pan like this?
Yeah,
out of the pot?
absolutely. That's a kettle that.
Oh, now what's he
just,
putting in there?
Well, he puts a little soda in there,
Uh-huh.
brings it up, fluffs it up so that it's more palatable.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
That helps get that crispness to it. It's
Oh.
the brittle and the brittle. But
Now we're going to pour it out?
that's right. There you go.
Oh, look. Now that's peanut brittle.
That's peanut brittle.
And is it dries up very quickly?
Well, these are slabs that are cooled by water. They're hollow, and circulating chilled water goes through them. It's a very typical way you do this in the candy business.
Is this hot?
No, this is cold right now, or reasonably cool.
And now they get the...
They spread it out so that it's just a certain thickness. We like lots of peanuts in our peanut brittle, and we have a cult of peanut brittle eaters that they have to have a fix at least once a week.
What's so interesting about this is that it's still done by hand. You don't think of a company this large still doing things by hand.
Well, we do a lot of things by hand, and this is just the best way to make it come out. Look at the whole marshmallows, the whole walnut halves and pieces, and
But is that cost efficient to do it by hand?
Sure it is. Absolutely. We make other things by machine that offset that.
But you still
that's
do
what
it.
makes C's unique.
Now, how long have you worked here?
Oh, 22 years ago.
22 years?
Yes.
How many years?
19.
19?
Well, almost 20.
20? This is amazing. People stay when they come here,
Oh,
don't
sure, it's a good place to work.
Boy, you've got to be strong to do that, don't
Gotta
you?
believe it.
It takes, that's hard. That's
Yeah.
like,
Wait to see what we're gonna do with the batch right now.
oh my gosh, look. They're rolling it on a pipe.
The pipe is for the honeycomb.
Oh, and now they're pulling it. Oh my gosh. Looks like a boa constrictor. Now, how hard is it to make these eggs?
Okay, you get your egg and you squash it together so it'll be tight.
You squash it together.
Yeah, and then you get some powder and you roll it into a ball. You see it's in the ball, and then you just go a little bit and just kind of shape it. And there you go.
Wow.
That's not hard. All you have to do is just squash it together, get a little powder on there, and then roll it into a ball, and then just roll it a little bit sideways, and there you
Now,
go.
who came up with the original way to make these things?
I have no idea, but this has been in the company since years, and I've been here a long time, and it was already here.
How many years you been here?
35 years.
You're kidding.
No.
Huell, in this enrober run, you see butter chew running on the enrober conveyor.
Butter chew.
Butter chew, and it's one of the oldest recipes we have. It's a whipped cream caramel. It's delicious. It melts in your mouth. We coat it in dark chocolate, and it's a traditional piece that the C family introduced for a plain chocolate.
Now, when you say the C family introduced it, did they literally invent butter chew?
Well, I think you can say that there were lots of caramels being produced by candy companies, big and little, over many years. But this one tastes so darn good. It's one of my favorites.
Can I pick, is it ready to eat?
Yeah, it's ready to eat. There's
Yeah.
a little chocolate on the bottom. Here, we'll do it together.
Oh boy. And here's, oh, look at the chocolate. Oh my gosh.
That's our C Special Dark Chocolate, made for us by Guittard Chocolate Company. That's a over 100-year-old company in Burlingame, California. And these pieces then, as they go under the curtain of chocolate, we are very concerned about not having enough chocolate or too much. So they come down the line, and there's a little shaking that goes on that takes the surplus chocolate away. And then it comes onto a belt, and there it's marked with an automatic marker.
And these ladies are doing what?
Well, these ladies are watching for pieces that aren't fully coated, or that weren't decorated properly, or that just need to be given the hook, so to speak.
So there's quality control all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. We all the goods in process get some form of quality control multiple times.
Now here's your famous curtain of chocolate I've been hearing about all day.
That's it. It literally is a curtain.
That is amazing. It just comes over and falls right on the candy.
Falls exactly on it, and then the surplus goes through this link belt, chain belt, and down into a tank, and it's recirculated.
Oh my God.
And we have to handle chocolate very carefully because it wants to solidify, for one thing, and the other is that it needs to remain homogenized.
This line right here is number 4. We're browning right now dark almonds.
Dark almonds.
Dark almonds. And this one.
Oh, look at this, Louis.
Okay, you can see it. How nice. How the shine of the candy.
Oh, now
Yeah.
look, you held that up a certain way. What are you looking for?
For this one over here, we're looking the shine of the candy. Very good piece of candy.
You want it to shine.
That's right. That's the main things. If we see that candy coming from there, it's no shine. Right away we have to stop the machine because the chocolate is not bright.
And look at all of these ladies. Hi, ladies. How y'all doing? Boy, everybody is smiling. Look at this. Wow. Look at all of these people. This is amazing. Hi.
Yeah, aren't you?
Well, who wouldn't be? Look at all this chocolate and look at all these nice looking people here. This is great. Can I have a piece of candy? It's okay. You want a piece of candy?
Oh, I've had too much already. No.
Howdy, ladies. How you doing? Oh my God.
Look at it. And we said, sure. So we assigned Forrest Jordan, who was our production manager then. And he trained Lucy how to do it right. But what happened is that they wanted her to do it wrong, so it was fun.
It got out of control.
Yeah, Forrest was the technical advisor on that whole thing.
So See's Candy was the technical advisor for that episode.
Absolutely.
But we have, now you've been here for how long?
33 years.
And you were telling us that in those early days, you had something like that happen to you.
Yes, I did. I was packing on the line, well, actually I was scaling, and the belt was just moving and we were scaling the boxes, and if they don't weigh right, you just set them aside, and then we just ran out of space, and we're just standing there with all these boxes all over us. Didn't know what to do. The belt just kept going and going. It wouldn't stop. They wouldn't stop it for nothing. We had boxes everywhere, and all of a sudden it just went choop, right on over and landed everywhere.
You got to be fast around here, don't you?
Super fast.
So
we have no Lucille balls around here. We get no candy up in the air.
Yeah.
Everything is packed neatly.
So you never have a breakdown? You never have a where it just gets out of control?
Once in a while. Then we call Mayday, Mayday. And the other girl next to the one that's behind will help out a little.
Ah, so everybody helps everybody else.
Yes, it's teamwork.
Well, thank you very much. This has been an absolutely wonderful tour and really a look at what is truly a California tradition. This is as California as it gets.
That's where our roots are. California tradition. The C family came from Canada just after World War I and established in Pasadena and started the company when there were thousands of little candy companies in LA. And you know what really made the difference, in my opinion, is the continuity of what we do. People can count on us. The quality's always been there, and they were absolutely driven by the need for good service.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do today in our shops. Quality and service.
So you're talking about the sense of family, the sense of tradition, the quality of the product, all of it together becomes the See's Candy product that we all know and love.
I think that's the way it works. And the fact that we are the same in most ways, or seemingly so. Yes, we've modernized a bit, but things you can count on today, I think, are the things that are very, very important to the consumer.
Well, this has been an eye-opener for us. We've had a great time. Let's stand right over here because we're going back to your roots right here. This is Mrs. C. Mary is still here supervising the assembly line here, and she's still smiling. She's updated a little bit. She's holding credit cards.
Imagine that.
But
what'll it be next?
She is the grandmother to all of us, and her candy is still going strong here in California. See's Candy, a wonderful example of California's gold.
In Pasadena, in 1921, Mary C. had already spent 71 years of a very full and rich life. Moreover, she had an enviable reputation for the fine candy she delighted in making. Among her greatest admirers was her son, Charles A. C., who joined her close friends in urging her to go into the candy business. It was an interesting challenge, and Mary C. accepted it, to the good fortune of lovers of fine candies everywhere. Today, millions are familiar with the result. Inviting See's Candy shops, as charming outside as they are inside, are located throughout the entire state of California. They've become the candy meccas for discriminating people. Those who enter to be greeted by the salesgirl's friendly question, "May I serve you?" usually look back on their visit as an experience long to be remembered.
Well, it's a classic, all right, and if you'd like to see this California's Gold adventure again, share it with your family and friends, or perhaps donate a copy to your local school or library. It's available on DVD. It's also on another very special DVD containing 10 of your all-time California's Gold favorites. To order, all you have to do is call 1-800-266-5727, and we'll be glad to send it to you right away.